All good, bro. How about you?
Yes, I'm good as well.
Yeah, I think it's much better in this
Okay,
way.
we both can hear each other, which is really good. And by the way, the topic Zorro Ranch.
Yes, yes. I
I
want to
haven't.
discuss that with
You
you.
want to discuss this? I haven't read much about it. What is it? I mean, I've got it open right now, so I should
Okay,
be able
you
to
got
read
it
it.
open. I have some information. I'll tell that, and then you can go more in details. I don't have more detail when I was watching video.
Yeah.
You can pull them up as well. So let me
Hmm.
tell you about Zorro Ranch. Zorro
Yeah.
Ranch was basically located in New Mexico, uh, somewhere in the west, I think. And Epstein owned this mansion, right? Which and our surrounding it was like 8,000 acres. There was nothing around it basically. So when you're going in there, you have to take a helicopter or something like that, or a plane to land, right? And there's it's like basically a lot of people are speculating that there's a woman or all the girls that they were having stuff with, right? They were trafficking them all the way. They were taking them all to the Zorro Ranch. And bro, it's been confirmed that there was dead bodies that were found under the Zorro Ranch. It was like two babies.
Oh my God. Have they been able
Yep.
to catch any perpetrators, by the way, related to that? So Jeffrey Epstein would be one of them, right? But who else
Yeah,
was playing?
Jeffrey Epstein is definitely one of them. They haven't basically investigated too much into it right now, but
Yeah.
apparently people are saying like they need to investigate what you call a Zorro Ranch more than the Epstein island right now, because apparently
Yeah.
there's also a thing they were saying that they were doing a lot of scientific how do you say when you
Experimentations, right?
experimentations. Yep, they were doing it with girls. They were doing it with girls. Apparently there was a theory going on, not theory, but I was watching this video. A guy was saying that look, Epstein was basically giving all his DNA and putting them in girls and stuff like that to
Yeah, yeah, it
populate.
was doing through the incubator, like incubators. I don't know what the device is called, but they were actually doing that. And what else were they doing? Yeah, they were trying to create Neanderthals. They were trying to do the genome changes, trying to change the
Yes.
DNA. There's a
Yep.
lot of stuff that they were trying to do, which is kind of crazy, man.
It's kind
Okay,
of
so
crazy.
it
Yeah,
is
so
kind
you
of crazy.
can just read it off from there as well, actually.
Dude, yeah, there's a reason he was surrounding himself with the scientists. Guys like Stephen Hawking, guys like Lawrence Krauss, guys like Peter Thiel, or guys
Yep.
like Elon Musk. There's a reason he was surrounding himself with those guys because he wanted to get the genetic modification done, and especially Bill
Yep.
Gates, because Bill Gates I know was very interested in some of that stuff. Okay, so the infamous, as of February 2026, Zorro Ranch, the infamous New Mexico estate, formerly owned by Jeffrey Epstein, has been renamed San Rafael Ranch and is currently under redevelopment as a Christian retreat. The property is owned by the family of Don Huffins, a Texas businessman and a former Republican state senator who is currently running for Texas
Mm-hmm.
state comptroller acquisitions, redevelopment. I want to see like the what is this stuff about the scandal.
Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah. So New Mexico Attorney General Raul Torres is a person who officially reopened a criminal investigation into allegations of illegal activity at the ranch. This followed the release of the thousands of previously sealed FBI documents containing new leads about the property.
Mm-hmm.
Bipartisan state legislation launched a formal truth commission in February 2026 to investigate why the branch was largely overlooked in previous probes and to identify high profile guests who visited the site. So recent scrutiny includes unverified claims from unsealed files suggesting potential burial sites on the property. Burial sites on the
Yep.
property. So maybe there were deaths going on as well. Obviously, what were they going to do, right? After the
Mm-hmm.
raping or after they're doing the experimentation in the laboratories, maybe they're just killing them after that.
Yep.
Yeah, so which has prompted calls for forensic examinations of the land. So they're going to be doing all the investigation into this, forensic examination and all of this, and then they will find out.
Yep. And apparently the babies that they found, the dead babies, there was two I think that they found. It had Zorro written on them as well.
It has Zorro
That
written on
is
them.
fucking incredible. That is
That's
crazy.
crazy, actually.
He's fucked to the next level, bro.
Yeah, yeah, it is fucked. Let me go to New York Times actually, then I will read it from there.
I believe they were also making some sort of drugs that would basically remove short-term memory. That's also a thing that they were doing. So the scientists were also working on that, and they were obviously using that for girls, right? So after they have done whatever they need to get it done from them, they give them that to remove the short-term memory, so they don't have that sort of trauma, I'll say.
That is kind of crazy, bro. That is kind of crazy. You know, I'm finding a lot of stuff in the CIA declassified documents, by the way. There are declassified documents in CIA that are talking about the Northwood operation, which Alex
Uh-huh.
Jones used to talk about in 1996 as well. According to this operation, you accuse a country of doing something, and
Yeah.
then you're blaming some country for doing something that they haven't done, just as an excuse so you could attack them. So basically, when CIA is actually attacking those countries, it's not looking for the justification. It's basically just looking for what they're looking for. If they want the oil from the country,
Yeah.
whatever they need, right? That's what they're looking for. They're not looking
Yep.
for any compassion. They're not looking for any sympathy. They will just attack the country, make an excuse. And they used to run those operations basically even in 1960s, 1970s. They,
Mm-hmm.
they ran those operations against Colombia when they were bombing their boats in the Caribbean Sea. You saw that in Venezuela, by the way,
Yeah.
recently. So anytime they're attacking the country now, I would not even be surprised. I would not even be surprised if the 2001 World Trade Center attack
Mm-hmm.
was according to the Northwood operation, which like accusing Muslims or accusing Osama bin Laden of doing something that they didn't actually do. There's so
Yep.
much stuff coming from the Epstein emails that you can actually find out like how they were planning. Glenn Maxwell is sending the emails and they're saying to the father and the son, they're walking down close to the Twin Towers place in
Yeah.
2032, and the son actually asked the father. Father tells the son, "There used to be twin towers over here, son." The son was like, "What are the twin towers?" Father told them they used to be the two big buildings that used to be here until 2001, and then until the Arabs destroyed them. And
Mm-hmm.
the son asked them, "What are the Arabs?" So he doesn't even know what the Arabs are because it just means give some sort of indication that the Arabs are also destroyed by 2032. That was part of the plan, maybe, and
Oh
you could
wow.
see they're heading towards it. That would be the only explanation from that. But yeah, man, there's documents in CIA that suggest that they've been doing this. I think they did the same thing with Venezuela. It's a possibility that they did the same thing in Israel with Palestine as well, when they
Yep.
let the Hamas actually with that high level security, with that high level surveillance, when it takes like a 45 minutes for the helicopter to actually go get to the main city,
Mm-hmm.
and the people on their bikes and people on the trucks were able to get inside. Maybe there was something behind that as well. They let it
Yeah.
open so they could get it hacked.
That would be crazy. Yeah.
That'll be crazy. You know, there's by the way, there's declassified documents that also talk about people being able to bend time and space. Like CIA has figured it out to actually bend space and time. They've also like time traveling and stuff to slow the
Mm-hmm.
time down, and they've also figured out the telekinesis.
How?
There's a video on this as well. There's like declassified documents in CIA from like 1980s or 1990. It's according to them, they have actually figured it out how to do the telekinesis, but it's not out.
That
We don't
would
know,
be
bro.
insane.
They must have done a lot of things. They probably
Yeah.
know something about the aliens as well. Apparently, Donald Trump is preparing a speech to address the aliens. It could be a
Yeah.
distraction from the FC
Did you
final.
see Barack Obama admit it in the interview?
Obama kind of admitted it, but he kind of backtracked from it.
Yeah, he
He was
knew
trying
he
to kind of
fucked
back.
up. He's like, he's like, yeah, they might be hiding it from the presidents.
Yeah, he might be hiding it from the president. But let me just do the Zorro Ranch one. So,
Yeah.
New Mexico will reopen its investigation into Jeffrey Epstein's Zorro Ranch in the state following a public pressure campaign for a fuller accounting of the role the location is played in the late financier's sex trafficking conspiracy. Upon reviewing the information recently released by the U.S. Department of Justice, Attorney General Raul Torres has ordered that the criminal investigation into allegations of illegal activity at Jeffrey Epstein's Zorro Ranch be reopened. The New Mexico Department of Justice posted online on Thursday. The department said that it had closed its prior investigations in 2009. So apparently, they were doing the investigations before 2009, but they closed them
Mm-hmm.
at the request of New York federal prosecutors that handled the second investigations in Epstein's sex trafficking scheme that ultimately led to his arrest. So I don't completely understand it, by the way. It means they didn't want to go too much into that depth in 2019. So when Epstein actually committed suicide, allegedly, right? I think
Yeah.
they closed all the investigations back then. They didn't want to go too
Yeah.
deep into this. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
there's more people, there's more businessmen that are actually involved in this, so they wanted to close it down so nobody else struggles with it.
Yeah. Apparently, in Epstein files, Zorro Ranch was mentioned 4,000 times, something like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So there was a lot mention about that, and that's why now people, now that they have found out like two dead bodies, of children there. Now they have reopened. I think they are gonna reopen the investigation there.
Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of pressure from like the Mexicans, civilians. I think that's what they're saying
Yeah.
from the Mexican civilians.
Oh yeah, I understand. For their country, it's gonna look bad,
Ranch
right?
video with everyone just posted online on Thursday. Yeah, because it's in their country, right? They want to know like what the hell is going on. Public pressure campaign for a footer accounting. Yeah, public pressure campaign. That is, there's a lot of public pressure going on. So the department said revelations outlined in the previously sealed FBI files warrant further examination, and that special agents and prosecutors at the New Mexico Department of Justice will be seeking immediate access to the complete unredacted federal case file. Uh, so Mexico has already made like a truth commission, right? They've
Mm-hmm.
already made a truth commission inside the country as well to examine what had taken place at the 7,560 acres ranch. It's just pretty massive, actually, if you think about it.
Yeah, it's pretty massive. Yeah.
7,560 acres, which was never searched at the time. It is charged with filing a full report by the end of the year. Zorro Ranch was one of several properties where the sex trafficking conspiracy was conducted. Some accusers have alleged the ranch was the site of sex trafficking. The New Mexico State Department of Justice said its renewed search will follow the facts wherever they lead, carefully evaluate jurisdictional considerations, and take appropriate investigation action, including the collection and preservation of the relevant evidence that
Mm-hmm.
remains available. So yeah, let's see what happens with this one.
Could you go more into details with the scientists? What stuff they were doing?
What
If
stuff they were doing actually?
yeah,
I mean, that we're gonna have to find out on the emails. I think we might be able to find out more. Let me see. Actually, let me pull up a different link because this one is more about like the investigations, like what is happening.
yeah. So people must have what do you call it? Posted about it. I know I saw videos, but they must have done articles about it as well, though.
By the way, do you know Gable Stevenson was fighting?
Bro, I was just watching just snippet of his fight. It came on TikTok. I didn't see it.
Oh,
I
I've
need
not
to.
seen him myself, but apparently he won easily again.
Damn.
Yeah, I think he ate a spinning heel kick.
Yeah, yeah. I saw that clip basically.
That's what I was saying. I've not seen the clip myself, but it seemed like he won it easily again. He went in the first
I
round, I
will
think,
see.
3 minutes and something seconds.
I will
It's going
watch
to be hard
that.
to stop, man. Unless you stop him, unless you like finish him,
Yep.
it's going to be very hard. I feel like with him, you need a guy who can wrestle to some extent.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it's
hundred
going to be
percent.
very bad. Okay, so man, this article is hard. New York Times create a password instead. Yeah, I have to log in. I guess with New York Times, you have to log in. Otherwise,
If
not gonna let me.
you write even on ChatGPT, I think it should come up with something.
Yeah, it should come up. That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Okay, I'm actually yeah able to log into New York Times. Okay,
Okay.
that's fine. That's fine. I got it. Okay, so Jeffrey Epstein. Fuck! Don't do this shit, man. Yeah, it's not gonna let me do it. Let me go to ChatGPT then.
12. हम्म ऐसा कौन सा दोस्त है
Okay.
वो जिससे वुल्फ पैक बनाते हो हाँ Okay, so टिकट आप पे चढ़ाई होती है सारी हाँ
okay, so they're talking about Epstein reportedly confided in several scientists about a plan to use Zorro Ranch as a base of for mass impregnation.
yeah
His goal was to have up to 20 women at a time inseminated with his sperm to seed the human race with his DNA. Wow.
Yep.
That is
Crazy,
insane.
right?
20 women at a time, inseminated with his sperm to seed the human race with his DNA. Transhumanism and trust. Oh, he had a interest about the transhumanism. I think this is going to be like subhumans. Epstein was fascinated by transhumanism, the idea of using technology and gene editing to improve the human race. He wined and dined elite scientists at the ranch and elsewhere to discuss these fringe theories. The Truth Commission investigation. So, this is the Truth Commission investigation that is happening
Yep.
right now. New Mexican lawmakers have launched a bipartisan Truth Commission to investigate the ranch. So is focused on allegations of sex trafficking and sexual abuse of minors, claims from a former staffer regarding bodies being buried on the property. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
this is true. Like this is 100% fact that there are bodies being buried on the property.
There's
So now they
definitely
need to find out
bodies.
what the
Yep.
bodies are and like why the bodies were buried. The
Yep.
extent of involvement of public officials and high profile guests. So this is
Yep.
also true. It's also a fact that there's been an involvement from the public officials. They've been there. So what were they actually doing there? Despite these disturbing plans and ongoing investigations into criminal abuse, there's no public evidence that Epstein ever successfully implemented his baby making factory or any other form of live human experimentation. So obviously they need to find like proper evidence. I think
Yeah,
this
they
has
just
only
need
been
to
indicated from
investigate
the
that place right
emails.
now. And I want to
Who
know who actually visited the island.
who
That
actually
is
visited that
darker
island?
than
Yeah.
the Epstein Island, you know? That would be
Yeah.
darker than the Epstein Island.
That might be darker than Epstein Island. Like they have dead bodies over there. They're talking about like
Yep.
20 women at a time. He's inseminating
Yeah,
them.
like
He's trying
how
to
are
create.
people gonna defend that now? Like, let's just say, for example, Donald Trump is there or Bill Gates is there. How are they gonna defend? How are they gonna defend like, oh, people were getting killed and you were there? You know?
Yeah, exactly. And do you think they might actually have species over living over there as well? Some different type of species. They might have created something.
Yeah.
Maybe in the basements of where they might have some things
Yeah,
changed.
cause bro, from what I know, I was watching a video that they did bring in what you call a very skilled scientist there to
Yeah,
do some experiments and stuff. So I don't know exactly what experiments they were doing, but something was going on there.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they've been doing experimentation on like the viruses as well, right? So it's a possibility
Yeah,
that COVID was actually created by them. They created the
it
virus
could be.
themselves
Yeah.
to spread it. So if they can create the viruses, I'm pretty sure they can do it on a big scale as well, like a big species. Mm, okay, let's find out something else. The Guardian. Guardian's got something with that as well. It says improving humanity, like this is what he was thinking. So from his perspective, he was actually trying to improve the performance.
Sure, it was.
He's one of those mad scientists, I'm telling you. The wealthy financier accused the sex trafficking plan to develop an improved super race of humans using genetic engineering and artificial intelligence, according to the New York Times. Yeah, he was trying to use a lot of artificial intelligence as well. That's why he had Peter Thiel over there, obviously
Yeah.
the owner of um, what is it called, the Palantir. In the aftermath of his 2008 sex trafficking conviction, Epstein hoped to seed the human race with his DNA by impregnating women at his ranch in New Mexico. One of his properties where young women, including minors, were allegedly abused, the newspaper reported in major investigation. Though there's little evidence the scheme ever progressed beyond fantasy, prominent scientists, including the late Stephen Hawking, regularly attended dinners, lunches, and conferences held by Epstein. The Times said. So Stephen Hawking's
What?
probably.
So
I
Hawkins was
don't.
there?
Hawking was there. Like he has attended many dinners, many lunches. It seems like he's been able to do it. And by the way, now I'm not surprised why Hawking was that close to Epstein and why he was going to those places. I don't think he was there for the girls. I don't think he was there for the minors or for the girls. I just don't think he
But
was
he was
actually.
there for the experiments, right?
I think he was there for the experimentation because
Yeah.
I don't think he had any sort of like sexual sensation. I don't
Yeah,
think it
that's what
was.
I'm saying. Like the guy was
What
on the
was it?
beach.
He was barely moving. I don't think what he
Yeah.
was getting out of. So that would only make sense. I think
Yeah.
this is what the emails are suggesting. Like that's why he was surrounding himself with Stephen Hawking. Because Hawking is also like a mad scientist, right? So when
Yeah.
Epstein, probably the way Epstein convinced him is like, we're gonna do research on the human beings, or we're actually gonna improve the performance.
Mm-hmm.
And Hawking was like, I've already got 1 foot in the grave. I'm about to die anyway. Let me just do
Yeah.
something special here for the human species.
I already.
Epstein has been accused of sexually abusing underage girls. He also has a purported connections to Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, and Prince Andrews, and moved in elite social circles in New York City, Florida, and elsewhere. He's currently in jail after being arrested on 6th of July. He pleaded not guilty several weeks ago. Uh, began with talking earlier to the Yeah, Epstein told scientists and businessmen about his ambitions to use his New Mexico ranch as a base. So that was going to be a base where women would be inseminated with his sperm and would give birth to his babies. Mr. Epstein's goal was to have 20 women at a time impregnated at his 33,000 square feet of Zorro Ranch in a tiny
Damn.
town outside Santa Fe, the Times said. Well, Epstein's field of study was labeled transhumanism. That's what he was calling it, basically. The field of study. He made like a new science, transhumanism, but was an updated version of eugenics. Yeah, there's a word about eugenics as well. Let me just actually search eugenics 1 second. Okay, eugenics is a widely discredited pseudosciences and social movement based on the belief that the human race can be improved through selective breeding. If we do selective breeding, we might be able to improve. And I think this is what he was on to,
So
but
I
he
don't
wanted
get
to
it.
add some.
So what was
So,
eternity?
dude, it could also be like the survival of the fittest. Like with Epstein, it was a little bit different. But like eugenics, because Epstein wanted to bring transhumanism into this. So he
Yeah.
wanted to modify the gene and the editing. He wanted to modify the genes as well, right? He wanted to
Yeah.
do a bit of that to add like next level flavor into this. But eugenics stuff is like selective breeding. So like the survival of the fittest. So only
Hmm.
the intelligent people, I guess, breed with each other and
Yeah.
leave the dumb people behind. Or like
Yeah.
people who are disabled or people who don't have the best genetics, let's say, let
Hmm.
them fall or they can do whatever they want. But like you're breeding the best. Let's say two
Yeah.
people with like 180 IQs or something like this, or two people who are great athletes just to improve them even more. I don't know.
Hmm.
Okay, derived from the Greek word for well-born, the movement suggests that traits like intelligence, social behavior, and physical health are almost entirely hereditary, right?
Uh-huh.
Encourage encourages those deemed fit or superior, often based on class, race, or IQ, to have
Hmm.
more children to strengthen the gene pool. They wanted the most
Okay.
intelligent, the most strong people to actually breed with each other to have more children actually to strengthen the gene pool.
Oh, you. I can't hear you.
I feel like somebody's calling me actually. Let me just.
I actually can't hear you.
Yeah, 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 I'm getting a call from work actually.
Your voice is gone.